And Larry, it's great to have you with me today. Welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
I mean, the reason why you're talking about some of these myths here is I think to say to everybody, we can't wait for perfect to start to reopen. And that's fine. But what do we do about a host of the issues? I know that they're working on a potential liability shield in Congress, but getting business convinced that it's safe for them to reopen, that they're not going to regret doing so, I mean, that's going to be a difficult task.
Well, I think it's up to the businessman to decide whether or not it's safe to reopen. It's not up to us to tell them whether to. And I think creating the option is the right way to go. We can't do better than that.
So that being the case, Larry, what do you think is kind of the way to go about reopening so that it's safe, so that it's phased, so that, people aren't going to have to worry about kind of the overhang of either legal issues or the health threat for their employees? I mean, anybody who has an elevator is trying to figure out what to do now.
Oh, it's hard. I've talked to my clients about that, and it is very difficult. A lot of them are spending a lot of money reconfiguring their internal space. Plus, of course, there's the elevator issue and exactly what to do in stores. But the best person to determine that is the person right on the spot. And they know the case. And I really think we're making a mistake with one-size-fits-all solutions, and we should let individual businesses make the decision as best they can. Government can set down basic guidelines, but that's about all they can do.
What do you think the kind of shape of the recovery is, as you can best guess it these days?
Well, I think we're going to have a gradual recovery, not in terms of the absolute percent changes quarter to quarter, which, of course, because we had a steep decline, and we're going to have it's going to come back a little bit quicker. But relative to the size of the decline, I think it's going to take a while. I don't see us getting back to fourth quarter levels of GDP until the middle of next year.
If it's the middle of next year, that would still be better than some of the forecasts and warnings right now, which on a slightly different piece of this, but on the unemployment rate, say it could be 5 years, it could be a decade before we're back, at pre-COVID unemployment levels. Do you think that will prove true? And what can we do to try and make sure that the unemployment rate falls as quickly as it rose?
Well, pre-COVID unemployment levels, remember, were at 50-year lows. So, that we hope we can get anywhere close to that. But, I think the unemployment rate will drop perhaps a point a month this year and something less than that next year. And I think May is going to be the worst month. And my number for May is 19%. But I know there are people on both sides of that.
Well,
we're still going to have double-digit unemployment at the end of the year, probably.
Absolutely, and that would be, dropping a point a month. I mean, as strong as that is, that it's going to take us a while, to get back down to kind of full strength. Let me run through some of your myths here about the kind of coronavirus and the reopening. Myth number one, you say, is that if we just stay locked down, the virus will disappear, but viruses don't disappear. They don't work like that. Myth number two is that testing and tracking is the answer. You say no way. Number three, everyone can be made financially whole from the lockdown. You said, no, they can't, unfortunately. Number four, the economic downside of staying shut down isn't so bad. These are some pretty, as you say, kind of pretty major problems if people are waiting for all of these things to come true as they prepare to reopen.
Yes. You'll have to remind me one after the other. But the first one is that we have this image that somehow if we just stay indoors, that the virus will go away. Viruses don't work that way. If we're lucky, maybe it will attenuate itself, i.e. morph into something less bad, and that actually happened to SARS. We never did anything else to SARS. We might be able to develop a treatment. That would be great. We might be able to create a vaccine. Again, in that case, virus will still be out there. We have yet to ever be able to create a vaccine against the coronavirus. So I'm a little bit less optimistic than many about our ability to do so. Although government, I think, has done a very good job of organizing private industry. And it just shows the strength of having private industry do it. And the last option, which is really the worst, is that the virus sticks around and we ultimately develop herd immunity. But the virus is not physically going away, and just staying indoors won't make it do so.
Yeah. Well, and Larry, I apologize. The connection is not as clear as we would have liked here to get your thoughts on it. No, and it's too important. So I want to, we'll clear it up. We'll have you come back. We'll run through it and the rest of the issues of the day. But we really appreciate your time today, sir. Thank you.